Okay, I need to. I don't know why this is looking like that. All right, all right. I'm on live, Devin. So our power is out. I have one of my solar lights giving me light today. So here we are. Here we are. Here we are. Let me see. I think I put this on public already today. Let me just make sure I am in here. Okay, we are in here. Let me see. Don't be doing that. It's a motion light. So yes, the power is out over here off of Grand Avenue. I'm waiting for my guest. Okay, there is Renee. Hello, Sister Timmons. How are you doing today? Can you hear me? Let me see. Is my mic on? Can you hear me?
I can't hear you.
Oh, hold on. Okay, well my mic is on.
Oh, wait a minute. Let me check my volume. Hold on.
Because I can hear you fine.
Oh. Shannon, say something.
Something.
Oh, that'll work.
You got
Something
me. You got.
works.
Look, I said something. So the power's out here in Omaha, Nebraska. I
Good.
invested in a solar light. So that's why my
Hold
whole
on. Give me
dining
one
room is
second. Hold on one second.
okay. Let me see.
My power is about to go out. When you said power, I said, okay, hold on. My computer is about to die.
Why this is not on.
Snap. Okay. Okay. Sorry.
Okay, so my power is out. I have a solar light on now. So I am on my phone. So I won't get to play the videos that I had intended on playing. I do see we have, let me turn this down. I see we have a few people in town. Several people have, I mean, in the chat already, several people have hit me up in reference to, do I have power? I do not. I do not have power, good people. So yeah, let me see. Let me get this chat in here. Hold on.
And Vanessa Warren said, is that your aunt? Yes, it is. But we're the same age.
We are a couple of months apart. She was born in July. I was born in September. So, yeah, our
Mm-hmm.
moms was pregnant at the same time. Go Grand, go
Same
Grand.
time.
Grand was getting it in. Grand didn't mind, baby. That's Maple
Right.
Coleman, aka Graham. So anyway, the power is out. So I don't know how many people will be on. Most people view from their phone, so they should be okay. So I my visual aids that I had are not available. I'm gonna play them on my phone. I'm gonna play it on my phone. Oh, that was a big old chunk of wine. Look at this big old glass. I didn't. Ooh, girl.
Oh,
That's a Charlotte. That's a Charlotte pour.
right.
Butts. That's a Charlotte pour. Yeah, it's so bad, Auntie. The wind and a tree just went through one of Bud's friends' mom house. Um, the winds and stuff is just blowing so hard. Devin stopped. He was on his way home and he stopped. He was like, unlock the door. He was like, I'm not driving in this weather.
Is there
So
a tornado there or what?
he talking about I ain't no tussy or nothing, but hey, safety first. That's right. Shit,
That's
you don't gotta
right.
be no
Amen.
tussy. That's right.
Amen.
That's right. Um, oh, Vanessa, she's talking between you and Bill Rat. Yeah, let me know. Mama is not watching TV now. But put Mama on the news on her phone. So she'll be able to keep up. And let us know if we have to run downstairs.
Oh, Lord.
Let us know if we have to run downstairs. But anyway, did you get a chance to watch? I did post the video. I want the people that's in here, please let me know if you had a chance to look at if you had a chance to look at that video I posted. Auntie, did you see it? Where Trump was at the National Association of African American Journalists, Black Journalists.
Oh, yeah, the NABJ. Yes. You know what?
Girl.
That there, I didn't get a chance to watch it, but I did see clips of it because I was really busy today. And I have some deadlines that I have to meet in an hour and a half. So, but to answer your question, I did not get a chance to watch it fully, but I will. Hmm. Because
Girl.
the one of the one second in charge for in what is it, NABJ, NABJ.
Yeah,
She
NABJ.
ended up resigning this morning because I was on a call. One of the reporters, the black reporters that I deal with here in
Uh-huh.
California for
Uh-huh.
Cal Matters, she alerted me at 10:30 p.m. our time in California that they had just sent out for the black reporters that they were allowing Donald Trump to come in and speak, but
Mhm.
denied Kamala Harris. So they were all outraged. So I was on there listening to what some of the black reporters had to say. It was 400 of them, and I was listening, and they were really upset. So by the time that it came time for them to have the interview today with Donald
Mhm.
Trump, they begged the lady, the one that was in the blue, right?
Uh-huh.
She was second in charge. I can't think of her name. I didn't write it down. I didn't do my
Oh,
research.
she was
But
tough,
anyway,
honey. She was tough.
yeah, they begged her to stay and told her that it was a setup to act as if they didn't want Kamala Harris to come, Vice President Harris to come, but they did want to get the information out and expose Donald Trump. So they asked her, please, please don't resign. Just stay on. We need you to ask him these questions so that he can be exposed.
Baby, honey. And when I tell you, girl, he said to her, I don't know who you think you are being so rude. As you didn't say hi or nothing. Girl, she was sitting right there like this at him. Girl, she was sitting like, okay, and she was like, and he didn't answer one question, the same thing he do. And I said, this is what I'm saying. I'm saying anybody black, shame on you for even thinking about voting for that damn anybody,
Right.
that damn idiot. But the second thing is, if you a woman, he degrades women every
Absolutely.
damn chance he gets. He
Yes.
degrades women every chance he get. So if for nothing else, all of us that are walking here on earth, you got a mama. That's one thing you
Mm-hmm.
do have. If we don't have nothing else in common, all of us that's walking around here, we came from a woman.
Yes, ma'am.
We came from a woman. He disrespect women so bad. Oh, I can't wait for you to watch it. Did anybody else, any other state brokers get the opportunity to watch it? Because, girl, he was so disrespectful, and he was like, "Yeah, first of all, y'all brought me out here 32 minutes late because y'all didn't have your equipment right." And I can't
What?
even. He said, "I can't even hear you." Whatever question he said, but Harris, I had an amazing, one of the best interviews of my life with you. A couple of weeks ago. It was the day that the attempted assassination. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so it was
That's a whole
that
nother.
day. She had interviewed him, and what she did was just let him talk. But what they did, what I didn't like that they did, they just let him talk and talk and talk and didn't check shit that he was doing.
Well, some of the clips that I seen two of the clips on MSNBC, and the two clips that I did see, she did push back on the questions that she was trying to ask him, and he refused to answer. Now, that was just like I said, I just got a glimpse of it, right? I wasn't able to
Mhm.
see the whole thing, but I am going to go back so that I can review the whole thing because, like I said, I was kind of busy today, but it seemed to be jarring. I have to take a look at it.
So the woman in the blue, she didn't let up at all. The woman in the
Right.
black didn't. The one on the far end that previously had an interview with him, she was the softest out of the three because the woman in the black
Mm.
was like, she was like, oh, I'll dig in. Boom, like they. I mean, just for him to think that he can come on that platform, to think that he can come on that platform and be, Mama, I'm on live. For him to think that he could be on that platform and be that disrespectful is just crazy to me.
Mm-hmm.
That is crazy. And I mean, that's how comfortable and why people are talking about he didn't do anything for any of us because we're not elite. So
That's
I'm
right.
not elite. I don't know. Are you elite?
No,
Okay, so I'm not elite. So he's never done anything for me.
no.
He's never done anything for me. So they did say they asked Kamala Harris to come and she couldn't make it. Well, I mean, she just been in a whirlwind. Her schedule is probably jam packed and she couldn't make it. They said we'll allow her to do virtual in September. And then he said, "Yeah, you told me I had to be here, that I couldn't go virtual. You told me Kamala was gonna be here. Kamala. You told me
Yeah.
Kamala was, girl, the audience was dealing him a fit though, baby. The audience was
But you know
dealing.
what? They initially denied her. They told her no. And that is why the reporters, the black reporters for the NABJ that got on there on that Zoom call that I was on um, 3 nights ago, they were
Mhm.
upset because they got wind and they told them, like I said, it was 10:30 here in California. So they made 10, they were 12. So it made it 1:30 in New York, right?
Right.
So they were outraged that they all were emailed around the same time, 1 o'clock in the morning. They said some people were asleep. So a lot of reporters were not on there, but they did end up having like about 400 of them that was on there. But
Mm-hmm.
they were upset, they were pissed off, they were outraged. So they were just saying because of what happened over at CNN. And if some of you don't know that CNN was bought 2 years ago by a white nationalist, right? So when President Biden and former President Donald Trump had the oh, I'm sorry, had the what was it, the debate.
Debate.
When they
Mm-hmm.
had the debate, they denied every single black reporter entrance to that
Mm-hmm.
debate. They couldn't even be in the situation room. So there was not one black reporter. So that, poured in, with a lot of outrage and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. So this is how it came about with the NABJ to interview the former president and vice president. So that's how this came about. Mhm. There's a
Okay. Okay.
backlash to CNN.
So I'm let me turn this up so
Understand the choices
let me
that they
see.
face in a consequential and historic election year.
Let me
NABJ has partnered with
let me
PolitiFact
can
to
y'all see
fact
this?
check this
Yes.
conversation in real time. You can access that feed on social media using the hashtag NABJ Fact Check. Again, the hashtag is NABJ Fact Check. We have a lot to get to, and we do not want to waste any time. So let's bring out the former president of the United States, the Republican nominee for president, former President Donald Trump.
Look at his fat dopey self.
Right.
Girl, just watch how she just girl, listen.
Mr.
Mhm.
President, we so appreciate you giving us an hour of your time. I want to start by addressing the elephant in the room, sir. A lot of people did not think it was appropriate for you to be here today. You have pushed false claims about some of your rivals, from Nikki Haley to former President Barack Obama, saying that they were not born in the United States, which is not true. You have told
Mhm.
4 Congresswomen of color who were American citizens to go back to where they came from.
Come through.
You have used words like animal and rabbit to describe black district attorneys. You've attacked black journalists, calling them a loser, saying the questions that they ask are, quote, stupid and racist. You've had dinner with a white supremacist at your Mar-a-Lago resort.
Come through.
So my question, sir, now that you are asking black supporters to vote for you, why should black voters trust you after you have used language like that? Well, first of all, I don't think I've ever been asked a question so in such a horrible manner. First question. Don't even say
He
hello.
hasn't.
How are you? Are you with ABC? Because I think they're a fake news
He
network.
is an idiot.
What?
I think it's disgraceful that I came here in good spirit. Uh, I love the black population of this country. I've done
No,
so
he
much
doesn't.
for the black population of this country, including
His two plants.
employment, including opportunity zones with Senator Tim Scott of South Carolina, which is one of the greatest programs ever for
Mhm.
black workers and black entrepreneurs. I've done so much, and and I say this. Historically, black colleges and universities were out of money. They were stone cold broke, and I
His
saved them.
plants
And I
with the
gave them
two claps.
long-term financing, and nobody else was doing it. I think it's a very rude introduction. I don't know exactly why you would do something like that. And let me go a step further. I was invited here, and I was told my opponent, whether it was Biden or Kamala, I was told my opponent was going to be here. It turned out my opponent isn't here. You invited me under false pretense. And then you said you can't do it with Zoom. Well, where's Zoom? She's going to do it with Zoom, and she's not coming. And then you were half an hour late, just so we understand. I have too much respect for you to be late. They couldn't get their equipment working or something. Mr. President, wrong. I would love I think it's a very nasty question. I have answered the question. I have been the best president for the black population since Abraham Lincoln.
Girl, he says since Lincoln.
President Johnson, who signed the voting rights
Since
act.
nobody.
You start off a question and answer period, especially when you're 35 minutes late because you couldn't get your equipment to work in such a hostile manner. I think it's a disgrace. I really do.
Let me just ask a follow up, sir, and then we'll move on to other questions here. Some of your own supporters, including Republicans on Capitol Hill, have labeled Vice President Kamala Harris, who is the first Black and Asian American woman to serve as vice president and be on a major party ticket, as a DEI hire. Is that acceptable language to you? And will you tell those Republicans and those supporters to stop it?
How do you define DEI? Go ahead. How do you define
Diversity, equity,
He
and
don't know.
inclusion.
Okay, yeah.
Listen, girl.
Is that what your definition?
That is
Give me a
literally the
definition then.
words.
Would you give me
She
a
said
definition?
literally.
Give me a
He needed her
definition.
help.
Sir, I'm asking you a
No,
question,
no,
a
you
very
have to
direct
define
question.
it. Define it for me if you
I
would.
just defined it, sir. Do you believe that Vice President Kamala Harris is only on the ticket because she is a Black woman?
Well, I can say no. I think it's maybe a little bit different. So I've known her a long time indirectly, not directly very much. And she was always of Indian heritage, and she was only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't
When
know
did
was
she only
Black
do that? Girl,
until a
bye.
number of years ago when she happened to turn Black, and now she wants to be known as Black.
Girl,
Is she Indian or is she?
girl, that part right there.
I was done. I was done with that.
Girl, when he said, first of all, I didn't know she was black. Dude, I mean, I I just do not
Well,
even
she was in college,
understand.
her sorority group. Come on.
She went to, and that's what the lady said. She
Stop
said she went to an all black college.
it.
She was at an all black college. She played a black sorority. So
Donald,
yeah,
stop.
everything she did was black.
Right.
But yeah, the disrespect, and that's just a snippet of it, honey. The disrespect he did, and honey, but she didn't give a damn. The woman in the black, I definitely have to get their names, but the woman in the blue stood her ground, and she didn't give. The one in the red to me was the weakest link. She was the
Okay.
weakest link out of the three. And she was like, "Oh yeah, I had an interview with you, and whoop de woo, this and that, and this and that." I'm like, "Girl, don't nobody care about that sucker ass shit you talking about." Um, yeah, don't nobody care about that what you talking about, but yeah, so okay, so I just wanted everybody. I dropped a video right before the power went out, and said, "Hey, listen, watch this video because this is what we're going to talk about." I see, Spitfire Shine, welcome, welcome. This is my first time seeing you in, and you said, she's from. Oh yeah, that is that black woman from Fox. I did see her on there because it was a white reporter that tore like kind of just like Donald wasn't on there, but she said, well, this is the thing. Kamala Harris then came out with a huge enthusiasm, raising money, doing this, doing that, and all y'all want to do is throw insults. Y'all got to come with something
Hmm.
better than that. And then JD Vance talking about people are childless with cat ladies. First of all, that's not how you get votes. Is by insulting women. She said, first
Right.
of all, y'all need to get somebody in there that knows how to reach somebody outside of that ignorant ass. She didn't say ignorant ass, but you know that's my word for him. That
Right.
ignorant ass base of his. But she just told him, she was like, yo, if that's what you're trying to do, that's not how you're gonna win. She said
Right.
insulting women is not how you're gonna win. And then the black lady said, well, it seems like the one in the red on there. Thank you, Spitfire, for letting me know who that. Yeah, it looks like, but you're kind of going at JD Vance too. And then the white girl was looking like, bitch, I'm going after both.
Right.
I was like, but she was a Fox host too. So yeah, so I
Mm.
wanted to point that out. And yes, the woman is from Fox News. I do remember her from
Wow.
watching a clip. So enough about Big Fat Orange. I have been locked out of y'all. First, I know my page got hacked in June. Then I finally got in. And then, I had to build my audience back up. And then Shiffy told me, she said, Mama, go on and get your page verified, a verified account, because it's harder for them to hack you if you got a verified account. So they got me out of 1,000. So I got a verified account. It's cost $15 a month to be verified. And
Okay.
so I said, okay, let me get a verified account. So that I didn't remember what my password was. So I was on my computer because I have two phones, laptop, two desktops. So I'm signing in and I was like, oh, so I forgot my password. Girl, why did I do that? I bet you I wrote it down this time.
That's
Girl,
right.
why did I do that, baby? Honey, when I tell you it took me 13, 14 days to get back in this mother effer, honey, they sent me, okay, so they said, we need a photo ID. And I was like, I was reluctant, but I know at my job that's what we do to verify people when
Mhm.
they're locked out or something. So sent the photo ID. Then they had me. They said, we just sent you a code. Please take a video and write this number down. So I had to write a number down and put it under my chin and recite the things. Then I guess that wasn't good enough. And then so they said they sent me a live link, and there's like, look forward, turn to the left, look forward, turn to the right, hold your head up, hold your head down. Girl, I said, well, damn, honey, verify, honey, the people that got verified accounts, oh shit. Honey,
That's
it
like
took
they
me
do on state when you try to take state exams. They do all that what you just had to do.
what, girl?
Yes,
They tired of the foolery. They said y'all won't be getting through. So I finally got back in. So I am so happy I'm back in. We'll start,
amen.
and I just emailed Miss Simmons this week. I mean today, and said, hey, can you get
Yesterday,
on Stay Woke? Yesterday,
yes.
can you
Last
get on
night,
Stay
10
Woke? I'm
o'clock.
back in. So the thing that I'm missing, and I'm so pissed, and I wish that I was able to do it in real time. So I'll be honest. When they were, I didn't like how they drugged Joe Biden for one. I did not
Me.
like that. I didn't like the way that they did it. This man has done so much for everybody, especially people of color and
Yes.
impoverished people. Have
Hmm.
done so much for all of us. And for those of you, I just had to tell my nephew the other day. I mean, yesterday, he was like, "Well, yeah, he's 22, talking about no, but what about that bill with the man?" I said, boy, you wasn't even born when that bill came out. You listened to some shit that your daddy, who's a habitual criminal, you listened to some shit he said. I said, yeah. I said, but this is the thing. I said the African American leaders, communities, preachers, pastors, city councilmen came to Congress and said, because when crack came, baby, crack was a tsunami that did nobody know what to do with it.
Sure did.
And I mean, it came from, I'm saying it's, and it took doctors, lawyers, uh, 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 um, judges down, took them down like it wasn't nothing. People selling their kids, doing all type of shit. This was something we didn't know about it. I mean, it's always been drugs in the United States, but when I told him, I said, listen, our people begged these people to put these guidelines in effect.
Hmm.
I said, and they went to their congressman. They went before Congress and said, you guys need to do something about this crack epidemic. And so I'm just like, all they do, these young people, they know how to get on these phones and do everything else. Do some research. And that's
Hmm.
that's for the adults too. Do research, do research. But I was so when they said Kamala, because I didn't know who they were gonna pick. And Nancy Pelosi is the smartest politician of our time. But I didn't like what she did because she was the worst move she could have did, what she thought she was gonna do. But honey, baby, Joe Biden, feeble, old, whatever y'all want to call him, my president, Joe Biden, is my president now. And I'm looking forward to Kamala Harris being the president. Honey, what Joe Biden did was against the grain because Joe Biden was not supposed to endorse Kamala Harris. They
Mm-mm.
were going to wait until the convention and let all this arguing and fighting and why would you do that? Why would you do
Hmm.
all this lost time and let these Republicans say, hey, they don't even know who they want to run? All of that shit. So Nancy, you missed the mark on that. You lost points with me on that. But Joe Biden came through after he made his announcement and got out the race, baby. Joe Biden sat back, probably had him some wine, but I think he liked beer. And he came back an hour later.
Like
He
ice
came back an
cream.
hour later. What did he say, Miss Timmons, an hour later? What did he say? Tell the people what he said.
Yeah, he said, and 49 minutes later, he came back and said he fully endorsed
Ooh, who
Vice
did he
President,
fully endorse?
fully endorsed Vice President Kamala Harris. Yes.
Ooh,
But
wait,
let me
baby.
just piggyback off of what you were just talking about. When um I was really pissed off at Nancy Pelosi. She's from here, right here in California. And I always back Nancy because she's smart. She knows a lot of stuff, and she will not lose any type of election, none whatsoever. Right? Not in Congress. No, she works all the way around for the White
Right,
House, the
right,
House of Representatives, the Senate, everywhere, even local units. She helped.
right.
But I was really pissed off at her because, for those of you who don't know, it was, yes, our former president, Barack Obama, and Nancy Pelosi, who started this whole whirlwind. And I was pissed off at both of them, literally, right? And at the end of the day, I have to kind of backtrack because they were right. And why they started this is because they were behind closed doors, speaking to President Biden, letting them know, okay, you're not up to par. You're losing in this swing state, that swing state, and this swing state. So you're losing it for the swing states that we need to win and to regain the White House.
Right.
He didn't want to listen, rightfully so, because he wanted to finish his agenda, right?
Right.
Anybody who knows anything about the presidency, you cannot get all of what you want to get done in 4 measly years.
Right.
It's just not
Right.
going to happen.
Right.
And when you leave all the good that you've done, it looks as if the other party has come in and done all this great work, right? Because you see it on down the line. But anywho, with what Nancy Pelosi and former President Barack Obama, they laid out that this cannot happen. Joe, you have to step aside, right? He didn't want to step aside. So all this ended up, and Nancy Pelosi was guilty of stopping all the donors for filtering money through there, right? So as that dried up and he was not able to have more money coming in, he said, okay, F it. I'm going to get out here. I'm going to resign like all you want me to drop out of the race, pull back. Okay, fine. Then he thought about it. He said, oh, and by the way, I'm fully endorsing Vice President Kamala Harris, like it or not. Jump on the bandwagon if you want to. And they were a little bit pissed about that because immediately everybody jumped on the back. She's younger. She's a woman. Mm-hmm. All these things she has going for her. And Nancy Pelosi and former President Barack Obama wasn't able to have their little showboat where you have to now pick.
Right.
Yeah.
Wasting all that time. Wasting all that damn time.
Right.
To get a Republican shit to talk about.
People was like, no, we on this board. We on this train. Yeah.
Baby.
Yeah.
Baby.
And then let me just go back just a little bit more with the drugs and stuff. With the drugs, because a lot of people, these people, Black people, and especially Black men are so misinformed, it's ridiculous. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times because they're uneducated, and not to discredit any Black men that are on here, but just speaking truth to power, that Black men, they intend to believe what it is that they hear. And Donald Trump is pretty good with providing
that was me.
With providing misinformation or mm-hmm. Just being untruthful about everything. So I said all that to say that back in 2016, during an election, he put out there that, okay, Blacks, because he always using Blacks, because he's trying to get their vote. So Blacks, right. Hillary Clinton. Why are you voting for Hillary Clinton? Because, remember, her husband was the one who signed in law, about the 3 strikes order and blah, 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 this, that, and the other. You become an habitual criminal. But really, in actuality, what the President Clinton was doing was he let the Black people know, like, hey, nudging them on the shoulder. Hey, if you keep getting in trouble, and after the 3rd time, you're going to be considered an habitual criminal, because they knew in their own mind what they were going to do down the line. They were going to prep and get Hillary ready so that she can run for presidency, and they were going to need that Black vote, right? Mm-hmm. So they needed the Black community, the Black men, the Black women, whoever you are on this drug war. We need you to stop dealing with these drugs, stop getting busted, because we're going to need your vote later on down the line.
You said stop getting busted.
Stop getting busted.
Look,
you know what I'm saying?
Busted.
Yes, they needed them to stop. Look, if you're going to sell it smart and don't get caught. Right?
You said stop. Yeah, let's stop getting busted. Then you won't have to worry about it.
Let's stop getting busted.
That's a great segue into what I wanted to talk about too, about Kamala Harris, all the accomplishments she's made. She started off as a district attorney. First of all, she went to Howard University, pledged AKA, started off as a district attorney, won the district attorney race in the biggest state in the United States. Secondly, became the attorney general. Thirdly, became the senator of California. Fourthly, became the vice president of the United States. So if you see DEE and DEI and any of that shit, you're crazy. That is hard work for a number of years. She had to work for everything that she received, nothing was handed to her on a silver platter. Now, one of the big things that the black men say, again, about her record as the district attorney. And I know you know a little bit about what they're talking about, and then, but what they don't talk about the shit she implemented after she became the attorney general. So if you could tell the state workers a little bit about that.
Okay. With Vice President Harris, she, as you stated, she was the district attorney, and then she ended up being the attorney general of California. And California is the third largest economy in the world, which we can stand on our own just with inside the United
Right,
States by ourselves. And she was the very first woman ever and woman of person of color to become the attorney general of the state of California. Now, with what black men, it was plagued or told to them, like I said, the black men, they're a little bit uneducated, and not to take anything away from the ones who are educated here on this forum. She ended up winning to become the attorney general in the state of California. But black people kind of went against her because she was prosecuting them for the crimes that they had done, which had a lot to do with drugs. And at the time, marijuana was illegal, right?
right, right,
So for them to be locked up for the time for marijuana, this is what they failed to realize. They failed to realize that she was following the law. And
right,
literally, she kind of pulled them in to actually help them. And what I mean by help them is, okay, brother, you in trouble. You did this crime. I am going to prosecute you, but I am going to give you a chance. I'm also going to follow the law stating that, okay, this is his first time out. So by it being your first time out, I'm not going to have them to throw the book at you. I'm going to be lenient, like the white men. The white men and white women get all these chances when they
right,
go up against the court system, and they sit here and they say, oh, they get a slap on the wrist. Guess what, brother? You're going to get a slap on the wrist, but don't come back. So when
right,
they kept going back and thinking she's going to keep giving us slap, no, 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 no.
right, right,
That's
right,
not how it worked. So when she laid it out for them and they kept getting in trouble for the same crimes, now they mad at her. But see, they don't give her credit where credit is due. She did all that for the black community. Now, for black people were always getting what? Oh, you're going to get put on death row. Oh, this, that. So we got a lot of death row for whatever reason, right? It could have been, a serial rapist, or you kill somebody one time. But when a white man go and kill somebody 2, 3, 4, 5 different times, okay, we're just going to give you life.
mental health issues.
Yeah,
Mental
mental,
health
all
issues.
those things. Slaps
Hmm.
on the wrist, to us when we're getting the book thrown at us.
Right,
So what they don't realize is that she's really, even though she had these people locked up and they did it to themselves, with what my nonprofit organization does is we bring in the people who have been formerly incarcerated. We give them life skills and help them get jobs, and then have them fix their credit. They become property owners. So now they learn, and now they can go back and give back to the community and help those before they go to prison. You understand? So now that they have learned all this, and that we kept them off drugs, so we have a drug treatment facility, all these things. But what they fail to realize and what they fail to put out there is that Kamala Harris, at that time when she was locking them up, she knew that she was going to follow the law, because she is now the head prosecutor in the state of California, third largest economy in the world. Here she is, she's sitting in on the back end, helping and to figuring out how it is that she's going to be able to help these people re-enter society. See,
exactly.
they don't bring that up. They don't mention
Yeah,
that.
they definitely don't mention that.
Yeah,
They
they
definitely
don't
don't
mention
mention
that.
that.
So
That's
now,
exactly.
yeah,
Uh,
go ahead.
yeah, that's exactly why I wanted you to be on here, because you are in the community trying to make changes. You have a program that has produced successful people that have been formerly incarcerated.
Mhm.
And you have produced a program, a network. You've got the blueprint. And when I was talking to you, and I was just telling you about, yeah, because they don't give Kamala, I read about this, but then when you broke it down to me, I was like, oh, I gotta have her back on the show, because you are a person who is implementing some of the programs that she set forth to stop the revolving door into the prison system. But they don't want to talk about that.
Nope.
They don't
Nope.
want to talk about that.
They
All
don't
right, we
say you
got a
need to
couple
put
of
that in form.
questions.
Okay, go ahead.
We got a couple of questions in here. Let me see. Okay, let's shout out Spitfire. Jelana Davis is in here. Vanessa William, Marie Antonio. Hey, how you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Um Karen. Hey, Karen, how you doing? My friend Karen is watching from Texas. With Spitfire. Hold on, let me see. Do you see our questions in there?
I see it says once. What am I? It was said
Look, she
only
said we can't.
45
She
ended
said
up in
we can't
prison.
keep playing with you. We can't keep playing with you, ninjas. Yeah, y'all can't just keep doing shit over and over and over
Right.
again and thinking there's
Right.
no consequences. You know, thinking there's no consequences. She said it said it was only said it was said only 45 ended up in prison, though rehab and programming for others. Okay,
Okay,
let
because
me
she kind of put back in there, like, what does she mean? It was said that only 45 ended up in prison, the rehab and programming for others. What is she? I'm not understanding that question,
I don't
or
know.
was that a statement?
Okay, so I think it may. You want to give us some clarity, Spitfire? I think it may have been a statement that only 45 people went through some of these programs went back to prison. Is
Well,
maybe.
I know that the program that we have, because we have 7 facilities and licensed drug treatment facility
Well,
as
you
well,
go ahead, girl.
and
Go
and
ahead.
yeah, and they
Shit, talk your shit. Talk your shit
we're
about your facility. Shit, that's
yeah,
what
and
I'm
we're
talking about.
our reduced. We have a 78% reduction in recidivism.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's 78
Yes. So
percent.
and at 78%. Yes. So we
Damn.
had and we had to put some of them in there, even though they left our program because I kicked them out. So when you're not serious, you cannot be here. I'm sorry. These
Right.
beds are only for people who really want to read it to let me see, just a statement, she said. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
But this program that we run, if you're not serious, you cannot be here. You need to move on and go somewhere else. So it still had to go against us, even though it left our program and didn't graduate from our program,
Mm-hmm.
it still went against us. So for the vast majority, I'm looking, we really literally, if they finish our program, we have at least 90% of the participants that actually come from our drug treatment and sober living program that are still successful and has not gone back to prison.
Oh, that is awesome.
Mhm.
That is a
Yeah.
exemplary rate. That
Mhm.
is
And I mean,
awesome.
because my husband, he did 12 years and 8 months. And and I didn't been to jail. I don't want to even count how many different times. So we really, really relate to people who can, quote unquote, change their lives and do better
Mm-hmm.
while in society. So yeah, it's not just because you went to jail or you've been to prison that you just gonna be a bad person and you step in. No, that's just
Right.
that's something that they throw on our back, and especially people of color.
Right, right, right.
Mhm.
So, tell us a little bit about your program. I know your success rate is amazing. I mean, it's can't be compared. Is uncomparable. So, how do you are the people referred to you by the state, or is there some type of list? How do people get in touch? Because, like I said, Stay Woke is global, so people can watch from anywhere. So if someone wanted to get their loved one in a program like yours in the state of California, what would they need to do?
Okay, well, first we had to I had to write grants with the state of California in order to get the contract. So I won a couple contracts, but it wasn't until I was originally a subcontractor of Geo. And so for some of you who may know Geo, they're private prison owners, and it's not just in the United States; they're globally. So they have a lot of private prisons. They even own 3 prisons here in the state of California, up north, and one here locally, not too far from where I stay, with the ICE program, right? So for immigrants, long story short, they benefit better by having prisons to send the ex felons back to prison. So by
Uh-huh.
our program thriving so well and so much, they started targeting my program. So then they kind of set out with the police department in the city of Riverside. Oh well, now keep in mind, these are people that we have an actual contract with, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're a subcontractor of GO. So we dealing with them and the prisons going in and out. But so by our success rate being so popular, within the community, and we're reducing recidivism, they then start targeting me. So they start targeting, okay, well, you got sex offenders over here. So they allure the police department to start, harassing me. So I started, citing with what, no, the state of California says you can have 6 participants at one facility, and no matter whether they're sex offenders or general population. You cannot tell these people that they cannot have anywhere to live. That's just unjust.
Mm-hmm.
So I told them, if you read Assembly Bill number 2, Chapter 633, Sections 3 and 5, it states that you can have 6 people living there as a sober living or transitional housing. So, anywho, 3 years fast forward, they started trying to sanction different facilities, and I said, okay, well, bump this. I'm not even going to deal with them no more. I'm going to write a grant and get my own contract with the state of California. So when they see my nonprofit organization, they see me come through. Now, keep in mind, CDCR, California Department of Correction and Rehabilitation, they are in cahoots with GO, right? So being that I challenged them on that, they didn't like my organization. So they tried to find a way and say, okay, well, you didn't win the grant. And I'm like, what? Because I'm telling my husband, I'm like, no, I know that I won this grant. I know that I won this because it takes them a long time. When you get notified the next day or maybe 72 hours, 24, 48, 72 hours, something like that, 2 or 3 days later, they never did notify me. So I knew that we won it. I didn't challenge them at the time. So when another grant came up, now I'm still under the contract with GO, but when another one came in, I went in to go and get it. And I also won that one too. So when they tell me, oh no, well, you messed up right here. And I'm like, no, it didn't say to write that. So I said, okay, I'm going to challenge this. So by me challenging that, I challenged it with GDS, which is General Services Department in the state of California. And GDS came back and said, okay, this organization was correct. They won this contract. And for you to want to give the contract to 5 others that you allowed to have this contract, their stats, they scored way more points than 4 of the 5 that you intend to award. So then they went, oh, well, we're just going to rebid, which is their right to rebid. And their right to rebid was, okay, if it's 2 or more, then we can rebid. So they had that. That was their right. They rebid it. But look at God. When God is involved, I don't care who against you, you will always prevail. There was another contract came out. My organization was the only organization up in there. We won. Do you know it took them 2 weeks before they even told us we won? I wrote them and said, hey, I haven't heard anything about this contract. So where are we with this? They end up saying, oh, well, you made a mistake here and yada, yada, yada. Anyway, so fast forward to today. We're still in court because my nonprofit organization is suing California Department of Correction and Rehabilitation for discriminating against a Black female-owned nonprofit organization. So for us to be able to continue to do business, we still have to stay under GO and work that way. We don't have the contract to have on our own, but we are trying to sue the state of California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation for that. But in order for them to be able to come to our facility, they would have to go through GO and ask for CCFS reentry program.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, every time I mean, those numbers that you gave are astronomical, and just like you said, the people in building prisons are in the business of making money, keeping prisoners in prison, and
Right.
keeping individuals outside of prison is not what they're thinking about. They're used to being the residual weight of maybe 30, 40%. And that works fine for them because that means there's a revolving door of
Mhm.
them coming back in and out of the facility.
Right.
So you keep doing what you're doing and make sure you keep doing, hey, you keep getting those high numbers and getting people back acclimated back into society, becoming productive citizens, because that's what it's about. And then that's where the prosperity and everything comes into play. When you start doing that, then you'll start seeing shit change.
Mhm,
you
because
know.
now we have, like, one of the guys that was in our program. I think I mentioned it last time, but one of the guys that came through our program, he's now a firefighter and he's a supervisor now, right?
Hmm.
And because he finished our program 5 years ago, so he's like, you know what, Miss Timmons, he said, I like the way we kind of bumped heads before. We used to get into it and everything, but I really like you. And even a white, listen at this too, even a white nationalist. This white guy that came, he was so prejudiced. He told my husband, he said, you know what? I didn't like black people. So I didn't like black men. And I really didn't like your wife. Because I see the way she talks to you. She'd be rough with you, then she was rough with us. But I wanted to help them. Listen, you got to be on point. You have to do
Hmm.
this, that. Okay, you didn't go out and you didn't report no job where you was looking for jobs. You didn't go this week. Okay, I'm going to give you have 3 weeks, or I'm going to have to discharge you from my program. And it may seem a little rough around the edges for them,
Hmm.
but if we didn't force them to do this, they wouldn't be successful in
Right,
order to get
right,
out there, look for a job, keep a job, stay on point, then now get out and be able to live on their own, pay their bills, and this and that and the other. And he said, I didn't even like black people at first. And then he showed his little Nazi sign on his arm. He said, but you know what? He said, I appreciate you and your wife because y'all real people. He said, I've been to 3 different drug treatment programs,
hmm,
and no other program has made me love myself.
mm,
Yeah. He said he was introduced to God and everything. So I said all that to say that if these people really want to change, they
right,
will. They just need somebody that's going to be there to give them that little push in order
right,
to be able to continue. Because if they don't believe in themselves, they're going to say, oh, if I don't believe in then nobody else is going to believe. If they don't believe in themselves, and nobody else going to believe in them either.
right,
Yeah.
right. You can't sell me nothing that you ain't willing to use.
There you
Talking about this is the best toothpaste in the world. Do you use it?
go. Amen.
Oh no. Okay, then you can't sell it to me then. Look, you can't sell it to me
Right, right.
if you ain't using it. So my phone had went dead. I had to jump on my backup phone because again the power is out. We are streaming with no power. Luckily I have this solar light that I use, about 2 of them that I use for outdoors. And I keep one in
Also,
the
when you
house.
left the screen, you weren't there and I was just talking.
No, I was so glad when I came back in, you were still talking. That's what I said. That's what you do, baby. When we lose, that's what you do, baby. And when you mess up in drill team, when you mess up on
Just
stage,
keep
you
going.
keep going. You
Keep
keep
going.
going. Because the people might have thought that I just gave you the big screen by yourself. So yeah, you keep going, keep going. So the thing is, with these old eyes and this phone, I can't see any questions. So if you look through the questions and see any questions,
Yeah, I had to put my glasses on. Let me
I
see.
know Spitfire did say who did they want. I have no idea. But we're talking about the Vice President Harris nomination, and we're talking about right now the going back to Joe Biden coming out. Miss Timmons said 49 minutes later. She said
49, but he
49
put
minutes
that.
later. I said
Yes,
an hour later. She said 49 minutes later he came
yes,
out and said I give my full support. And that was huge.
yes.
That was huge, baby. That was huge because to me, and I know when people were calling me, I'm gonna be honest, y'all, because I wasn't on the Kamala Harris ticket because I thought they was trying to set her up for failure
Yep.
because where the people wouldn't be supporting her and stuff like that. This is the unknown, so we didn't know, and I didn't like the way that they was dragging Joe Biden. But I'm gonna tell
That's
you
what I didn't like.
when they first did it, when they first said he was stepping down, people was calling me. I said, I don't want to talk to nobody. My best friend called. I said, I don't want to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
I was in a funk like, the funk I was in when Hillary Clinton lost.
Mm.
So I was in a funk and I was just pissed and everything. And so I didn't watch TV for like 3 days, y'all. I didn't
Girl, we
watch none of that
related.
shit. All I did was watch streaming stuff. And then when I jumped back in, people just talking about, oh, well, I mean, I know you're going to talk on StayWoke. Then I said, well, let me go on and catch up with it. But when I seen all the love and the embracing and just how how Republican mayors and governors came out saying, yeah, Kamala Harris is, I was like, wow. And I'm like, okay, so we have to support her. We have to support her. I have donated numerous of times, and we have a segment called "What You Sick and Tired of." I'm telling you now, I'm sick and tired of y'all keep sending me shit talking about donate. I've donated 25 damn times. Stop sending me shit. I donated monthly, I donated weekly, and then I gave like
Mhm.
10 individual donations. Okay, I'm not rich. I'm going, I'm like, hey, but I can afford to support her. Even if you just send $3, even if
Mhm.
you send $5, all of that shit count. Now
Yeah.
she made history, raising the most money in hours.
Oh, I wrote this down. Let me give it to you. Okay.
Give it to me.
One of the reporters for, like I said, Baranda Lyons for Cal Matters, she's a reporter. She's working with me to get the word out about how California Department of Correction Rehabilitating is discriminating against my organization. So when she sent me the information, you know, about the NABJ the other night, before that she sent me a link, but I only had 15 minutes. So she sent me a link. She's like, okay, Barbara, I have a link, you know, and it's going to be 10,000 Black women that are going to support Kamala Harris. So I said, okay. So she has sent it out to as many people as you can. So it was going on at 6:30 my time. So I'm sending it to different people. And so as I get, and I look at the time, and it was like 6:45 or something. I'm like, oh, I'm late. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let me try to. So I couldn't get in. So I'm texting some of the women that I sent. I was like, well, did you get in? Did you get in? So 3 of them did get in. And I said, and I'm locked out. I'm like, oh my goodness. So every 3 or 5 minutes, I kept trying. Couldn't get in. So in about an hour, which was about 7:30, I was able to get in. So what ended up happening was they had a platform on Zoom, and it only held the 10,000. So for those of you who are familiar, you know, you pay for this, you pay for that. And so the numbers keep going up that you can have on as a Zoom call. So that 10,000, so they end up moving it. And then they tried to go in and they redid it for 44,000. So they got that. And then it ended up with 55 more thousand. So at any rate, so they had the 99,000 Black women, and then they ended up raising 1.7 million. So the following day, they had the Black Men for Harris, right? So the Black Men for Harris, it was 70,000 men that was on that call, and they raised 1.1, right? So then the white women were like, okay, well, what about us?
Right. Come
And
on
then
through, come through, white sisters. Come through.
Yeah. They was like, you know, what about us? And then they wanted one of the chair persons to be on the, and then she told her, she said, no, this is for white women. Y'all go and do your thing, put your word out there and get out there. But I'm not going to give y'all their figures just yet, because then, so a couple of days ago, then it said dudes for Harris. So it was a white dudes. They said, well, why y'all leave us out? So it's the dudes for Harris. So it was 83,000 of them, and they raised 1.4. So here we go. The Black women raised 1.7 million. The Black men raised
on that call.
On that call,
yeah. Needs to understand on that call.
On that call, on that day.
Yeah.
They raised, the Black women raised 1.7 million. The Black men, it was 70,000 of them, and they raised 1.1 million. And then the dudes for Harris, it was 83,000 of those white men, and they raised 1.4 million. But check it out. The white women for Harris.
Come on.
164,000 white women.
Participants. Yes,
that was on that 164,000.
164.
And what they raised, 8.4 million.
8.4 million.
Honey, them white women, you know, let me tell you something. White educated women are not stupid.
Right.
They know that their daughters and their granddaughters and everybody else that they know or entwined with are in jeopardy as well. It's not just us. They see their future about to be in shambles. They said, oh no, Donald Trump, you will not get back up in the White House.
Exactly.
No, you won't. Honey, them white women, they are not playing.
Exactly. And I was so proud when I seen that. And I was just so proud, you know, the white dudes, the Asians, they raised like 260,000, the Asians for Kamala, and then another group. It was just something. I mean, just the enthusiasm.
Yeah, because they got 2 more. The Asians and the Hispanics are doing it now, but yeah.
I mean, just the enthusiasm, you know, for a intelligent, beautiful Black woman. And honey, when I say she been coming through with these speeches, baby, she been coming through.
Look,
every rally she been at, she done had like 10,000 people at
Trump. Remember when she was in Atlanta, she told him, the saying goes, you got something to say?
She said,
say it to my face.
Say it to my face. Honey, she said, say it to my face.
I hollered.
Bitch assness. Look, bitch assness. Right. Yes. Okay, look and see what the questions are in there. I'm not on Facebook, so I can't see their questions, and my phone is dead. And y'all know, again, we are out of power. So, but this was just so important.
Just saying, come on and damn. Yeah, let me see. They said we need that. It says I'm a spoken word artist, and I'd love to send y'all a link. That's from Spitfire.
Okay, Spitfire, send me the link, and we may even have to get you on the show, Spitfire, because if you've been very active today, and it seems like, and I love to have people who are political on the show because I'm trying to get some kids. I had some kids over when the young lady Jemiah came to braid my hair today. She's only 15, and so she brought two of her cousins. One was 12, one was 13. And I said, are you guys involved in politics? And they was like, no. And I'm going to say Shiffy kids, when Hillary was running, Shiffy kids was young, 11, 12. Girl, they knew everything about politics. They was like, yeah, Donald Trump don't like black people. Hillary Clinton is standing for us. Woo, woo, woo. I mean, they knew all of that. So what I want to do next week. Yeah, I'll be in town next week. What I want to do is do a show with kids. I want people, if you got a kid that is into politics and knows what's going on, they don't have to be experts. I just want people to see that our kids are involved at a young age because we didn't get involved in that. We kind of, these young people are forced just because their life is dependent on the
Mm-hmm.
outcome of the
Mm-hmm.
election. So they take an interest in it. And like I said, we got 24-hour news segments and things like that. So they can research and look up stuff. They don't have to go by what nobody said. They can get in there and research their own shit. So I'm
Shan,
definitely
I'm gonna
wanting to
show you
do.
my daughter for Hillary Clinton when she was at the rally with me, right?
Mhm.
And when I found out that my baby was 5 years old at the time, when I found out that Hillary lost, I was sitting on the couch in the family room, and I was just sitting there crying.
Mhm.
So my 14-year-old at the 15-year-old at the time came in, and my kids they never see me cry, because I'm such a proud person. Even though God don't like that, I'm changing that, y'all. So don't judge me. But
Don't judge her. Don't come
yes,
for her.
but so I don't do any crying, and if I do it, it'll be by myself. So when my kids came in, they see me and they was like, "Well, mommy, what's wrong?" And my 15-year-old, she was crying like, what, like, what's wrong? Then so my 5-year-old, she started crying. So then I'm like, oh, nothing. But it was really because I'm watching the TV screen and Hillary Clinton literally just lost the presidency. I'm watching
Mhm.
it in real time.
To a
So
bum.
fast forward here with what's going on with Joe Biden. When I pick up my phone and I see this news feed, oh, he just stepped down. I'm like, wait, what? I didn't know what my life was doing. It was taking this spin. I felt like the room was just spinning.
Right,
Like,
right.
this cannot be. They damaged this man. They put him out there in front, and now he's still what? So, and I just started crying, to myself. And I'm like, what is so my son, when he came, this my 16-year-old son, he stepped on, he's like, well, mom, what is it? You're crying. What's wrong? And I didn't say nothing. He said, well, mommy, are you sick or you crying? What is it? And then I said, yeah. He said, no, not yet. Which one? I said, get out. So I didn't want I didn't want him to know that I was crying because something was going on, and now my kid's life is going to be affected by it, right?
Yes.
So I said all that to say my 13-year-old baby, she is into these politics because I'm going to show you this when she was 5 years old, because I had gave her a speech because she was like, well, we went to the Hillary Clinton rally in LA, and she was like, so I told her, what to say, oh, my mom, she's going to give us a great future. And Hillary Clinton, if I wish I was 18, so I would vote for you. So I'm about to play it and let you see it and hear it. Wait, let me
Okay.
see. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, I went to the Clinton rally here in Omaha
Oh,
also,
did you?
and it was electrifying, honey. It was jam packed. It was electrifying. I took a lawn in Devon, and I took.
Be able to vote for her for a few more years, but her mother, she said, would cast a ballot for Clinton. Hillary, my mom is going to vote for you. Future, I'm 5 years old. I wish I was 18 so I can vote for you.
Oh, girl, send that to me, baby. I'm going to use that as a reel.
And I'm sure she'll be on the political scene for years to come.
Yeah. Okay,
Oh
I
yeah,
see.
send that to me. I'm gonna use that as a reel, and I'm asking anybody on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter. I'm streaming on all three platforms simultaneously. Spitfire. If you have a niece or nephew or someone, a child, that because you seem like you very politically involved. So if you
Because
have
she said,
someone,
she
send
said,
me
and
what
that
she said.
starts with loving yourselves, and our young people really need to be reached. Some
Yeah.
don't even know God is real. Hey, amen. And that's
And
what I
that
said.
is the truth.
God
And
is
you know
it.
what? Even saying on that Spitfire, just going back into that, even though my grandmother, Mabel Coleman, I never went to church with Gran. I never seen Gran go to church, as a ritual or anything. But you know what she made us do? Honey, she fixed us biscuits and homemade syrup on Sundays, and we got up and went to church. So she was like, regardless of what she did, because that's probably what she did when she was younger, she still instilled that. She instilled that into us.
Yeah,
And
she
she was
only went
like,
to church on like Christmas, Easter, stuff like that.
right,
Us, we
right.
had to go, and she made us go to Bible study. Don't forget
A
that.
Bible study.
We
Yes,
also
we
had
went
to go to
every
Bible.
Sunday. So that's the thing. Now it's great if you can go with your kids to church. That's what I did. I went to church with my kids. But we definitely had to instill in them the power of God, the power of prayer, and just and also and this doesn't have to do anything. Well, it does, because in Ephesians it tells you honor thy mother and father, and thy
Mm-hmm,
days shall be longer.
mm-hmm.
About respecting, about
Right.
respect. I was watching a program with Sanaa Lathan, and I don't even remember the name of it, but he was just calling his mom by her first name, and was saying, shut the fuck up. And his mom was kind of, needed lithium, like had bipolar issues or whatever. But the
Hmm.
thing was, I was just like, man, just to see that, because back in the day, there would have never been a television program with a young black person, any black person disrespecting their parents, because
Right.
that shit didn't happen. It
Right.
didn't happen. But I see it happen literally in real life. And when I watched that TV program, I said, 20 years ago, this would have never
Never
made it to
happened.
TV. It wouldn't have
Mhm.
never made it to TV, because they would have said that's unrealistic. That doesn't happen in black families, but it do now. So we have to teach these kids respect, respect their elders, teach them how to. I mean, if you are not teaching them, you can't be mad about them being disrespectful, because you need to teach them. When they come into a room, they say hi to everybody. Don't
That's
nobody
right.
owe you shit. I was already in here.
That's right.
When you
And
come
like
into
my
a room, you
kids.
say, hi, everybody. How y'all doing? Whatever. Don't nobody owe you shit. Turn your
Yeah,
ass right back around if you
that's
don't want
right.
to speak to people.
And my kids, because they know when you step in a room, you speak to any and everybody that are already there.
That's right.
Even when we
That's
go,
right.
like, because when we go to church, they speak to everybody, as we go on and sitting down
Hmm.
before we go and sit down. Then they go, when they were little, they used to go to the kids' corner, but now they up in the sanctuary with
They in
us.
the
But
sanctuary now.
yeah, but they know there is no disrespect going on here. But see, a lot of this disrespect came from black children having a lot of respect because we were brought up that way.
Hmm.
But it was these people, I want to say, on the other side of the aisle taught the kids, oh, you don't have to listen to your parents. You can have your own thoughts. You
Hmm.
can say, you can speak your mind. You can do
Right.
this. You can do it. No, not while living in my house. You cannot.
That's right. That's right. I remember my daughter, my kids were raised to respect. I didn't have to bust them both down before, because I don't, I'm not going to take anything. I'm not going to let nothing build up. Soon as you start disrespecting me, then that's when the shit
That's
is
it.
going down right
That's
then and
it.
there.
Right
It's
there.
not, oh, let me wait, and oh well, that's just the way the kids. I don't give a fuck how the kids are
That's
today.
right.
It's as simple as that. I don't
That's
give a
right.
damn. And my kids will attest to it. And I remember a change in my daughter's behavior when she was dating a girl that literally fought her mom. If they got into it, they had fist fights. They fought. And then my daughter, when she
Really?
never ever, and then even though what people would say, oh, that's not nothing. No, that's something to me, because my
Right.
daughter has never popped off like that. And she was just like said something, and I was like, what? I said, oh, see, you've been hanging around that bitch too much that fight her
That's right.
mouth. You don't want this smoke. You do
That's
not
right.
want this smoke, baby. That ain't what you want. And my daughter is very respectful. Y'all know her, Shiffy. She's very respectful, and but yeah, but guilt by association, when you hang around people and you tend to do things just like you said, that other side of the aisle. And then the biggest thing, Miss Timmons, was when they took the discipline out of our
Yeah.
homes.
Yeah.
When they took that was huge. That was
Yeah.
huge. When kids say, "Oh, I know you can't hit me." What
Yeah.
kind of bullshit is that? But the police officers can hit them. The judges can hit them with 10 years.
Yeah.
Correction officers can hit them upside the
Hmm.
head with anything they got. but they can hit them. But
And
the
see,
people
like
who
my
love
husband,
you can't.
yeah, but
Yeah.
my husband, he a lot of kids because he was able, and his sister and brother was able to talk back to their mother, right? But see me, I didn't come from a household like that.
Oh
My
no,
mama,
honey.
like
Mm-mm.
what is it? Spitfire said, nip it in the bud. Yeah, right away.
That's right. That's
Because
right.
at the end of the day, my kids, I didn't have to say nothing. When we're in public, I don't care if I look at you and you don't get that look and you don't understand that look. Guess what? It's on and cracking wherever we at. So my
Wherever
husband,
we
like,
at.
girl, like one time we was in Walmart. That's when my older kids were little, and my oldest son, he was running around. Adrian may have been about 7 or 8, running, and I couldn't find him. Like, where the fuck? Where? I'm like, what? And he was hiding in between one of them racks. Girl, I must have snatched him out, start beating that little fudger right then and there. And my husband was like, well, no, baby, you can't. I don't care about these cameras. I said, if they think they could do a better job, then by all means, remove them, because that's what the system is designed for anyway, to
Exactly.
remove Black children from being disciplined so that they don't go to prison or jail or whatever the case may be. No, we're going to nip this in the bud right here at home, and you're going to obey and do what's right. Yeah,
That's
no.
right.
But see,
That's
my
right.
husband, he allowed them to talk, but well, no. They're not talking back. They're expressing themselves. They're
Ain't no
expressing.
expressing. Girl, bye.
I
Express,
said they live in
girl.
my house and eat my because they'll say something like this. All right, Dad. Okay, I get it, man. That was in your day. It's not in my day. Hold up. Who you talking to? This is still my house, and you're gonna respect him. Oh no, baby. I don't think that's disrespect. Let me
Yeah,
do this.
nah. See,
Let
yeah,
me do this.
yeah.
And where I come from is
Right.
disrespectful, and it
Right.
will not happen as long as they're in my house.
Right. I remember Devin said to me, he's like, Mom, see, in the old days, I said, I don't give a fuck. What y'all new generation, this is how you was raised.
Right.
You wasn't raised like these hellions over here. You did not raise now these people that you interacting with that talk back to their parents and do all this shit, you wasn't raised like that. So you're gonna suffer the consequences of whatever the heat and fire I got for your ass if the line is crossed.
No,
It's as
Shan,
simple
listen
as
at
that.
this. Spitfire said she said, what she said, I'd be on the express train to Jesus.
Spitfire,
I know
I
that's
agree
right.
with you 110%. And I really love the village that we had, because if we did something and Miss Creasy saw us or Miss Cooper saw us before we got home, even if they didn't lay hands on us and say, get over here, come here.
Yeah.
Even if they didn't do that, honey, our parents knew about it before we got home and
Sure
we got
did.
checked
It was
immediately.
a phone call away.
We got checked immediately, and
Right
that, and
away.
and it is what it is. And I just wish that the court systems didn't get in our family business, because
Right.
that's what happened. That was the destruction of parenthood. It
Yeah.
really
I
was.
agree. I
That's
agree.
the destruction of parenthood, because you have to allow, and ain't nobody just, I mean, it is some sick individuals that beat their kids. But I never whooped my kids for having good grades. I never whooped them for doing their chores. I never whooped them for washing the dishes. That ain't shit you just get whoopings for.
Right.
You got whoopings for doing something that you weren't supposed to be doing. It's as
Exactly.
simple as that. So, well, it is that time. I cannot believe it's been an hour already. Y'all see, Stay Woke is not playing Spitfire the whole damn. Look, y'all don't believe me? Let me show y'all. This is my light. This is the only thing I'm working with right here. This is my light.
Oh
But
wow.
look, y'all. This is the house. We are yeah. Look, Leon, is that you with a light in here? Yeah. Yeah,
He's like, yeah. Hey,
it's
nephew.
pitch black. It's pitch black in here, y'all.
Wow, it sure is. So are you
So
the only one or just your neighborhood?
no, it's the neighborhood. The
Mm.
power is out. It was a thunderstorm. Uh Now look all nice and shit outside, but the winds was hectic. The winds were going crazy.
Oh
So
wow.
but we had to get this message out. I wanted Miss Timmons to come on and talk about the programs that Vice President presidential candidate
Yes,
Harris
ma'am.
implemented when she was the attorney general. When she's a prosecutor, that is her job, to prosecute and put your ass in jail, not because you didn't commit a crime, because you did commit a
That's
crime.
right. But no. Listen at this. also what they don't, because she really be working behind the scenes because she's very feisty, right? But she's for the right. Remember the bill that was in the House of Representatives then had to go to the Senate to get signed about the border and
Right.
and the infrastructure bill. Remember that?
And Trump told them
Donald?
not to vote on it. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. But guess
Yeah.
what? Vice President Harris was like, "Oh no. Okay, he did that. Joe, guess what we gonna do? We're gonna have you sign an executive order sealing off that border over there. And guess what? We done had 57% of them stop coming up. Now, this is only 2 months ago.
Right.
You see
Right.
how that worked? Yeah.
Right.
And the only thing with the executive order is, of course, if a different president come in,
It
they can
expires.
overturn it and all that
Yeah.
stuff. But that's fine. But right now, we're going to show them.
Right.
Well, you think we don't want to close the border? When we do, Donald Trump, we ain't going to give you that to run on. You wanted that to run on, didn't you? But
Yeah.
no, buddy, we're going to stop that. And
And he
did.
wanted that to run on, and then he also wanted to be able to say, "Oh, I'm the one that did this."
Yes.
Just like how much pride he took in the abortion thing, but now trying to say, "No, it's the states. The states that wanted it." You taking ownership of it and then
Oh,
trying to walk it back. But this
baby.
is what I don't get. And for any of you women, if whether you believe in abortion about or not, it starts with abortion. Then guess what? Now they're talking about the pill. Now they're talking about in vitro. So you are saying that all of these old white men can determine what you can do with your body. Come on, y'all. Y'all gotta
Okay,
stay
here's
woke.
something that they're missing.
Y'all gotta stay woke.
If they read Project 2025,
Come on with
it
it.
also says we will not, us as women, come on, ladies, us as women, we will not be able to go and get checked for breast cancer, cervical cancer. Think about that. Think about that. We will not be able under this presidency. And then for those of you who don't watch the news and don't know, guess what? He told the Christians, hey, just come on out. Vote for me. This will be the last time y'all we're going to fix it. We're going to fix that. He's letting you know he's never going to leave office.
That's what, and for those of
They better
those
recognize.
people who don't understand that, you better act like you know, because that's exactly what he was saying. He's like, oh, once I get in, my own personal Supreme Court justice, they have already put in there that I can't do anything wrong. What's gonna stop him from leaving?
Right. Nothing. Not
What's
a
gonna stop him
thing.
from leaving?
Nothing. But you know what, Joe? President Biden, he a little bit mad now, and he kind of speaking out because remember when he first came in, even about 10 years ago, they was trying to bring this in. Even when Barack Obama was in office, where they wanted to reform the Supreme Court justices.
Right.
Now that this has happened, and he see that they actually getting ready to turn us into a dictatorship.
Right.
Oh no, because remember in 1776, that's what the celebration was about. When all the colonies was fighting against each other, and the British was trying to have all these kings and queens and all. No. Americans said no then, and guess what, Don? They're saying no now. And you're going to see November 5th, they're going to tell you, you will not get up in here. This will not be a dictatorship. This is going to continue a democracy.
Check the before we do talk your shit, check the notes and see what is spitfired and says something else. Facebook, I'm sorry, I don't have access to power, so I cannot read y'all comments. The comments are coming in, I believe, on YouTube. So see if Spitfire says anything else before we close out and talk our shit.
No way. Okay, it says Jean something Prendergast or something like that. It says, hey Chantella. Okay. It says, hey Chantella, came in late, but want to say that Arizona's primary was yesterday and Kamala Harris beat that man by 2% in a red state. The tide is turning. Yes, ma'am.
That's right. That's right, Jane. Thank you for the update, Jane. The tide is turning, baby. The tide is turning. This is the time in the show. Miss Timmons, you have been a superlative guest today on Stay Woke. You have been a great guest with a plethora of information. I must tell you, the last time you was on, I didn't know anything about Project 2025. I have been schooling and checking people, doing lessons on Project 2025 since the last time you've been on. And when I tell you, so many people hit me up after you were on the last time talking about Project 2025, sending me videos and stuff like that. So I was able to, I had a whole bunch of videos and things to show today, but of course the power is out.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm unable to do so. So this is the time in the show. I want to thank you very much for being on the show. I want to thank everybody out
Thank
there in
you.
Stay Woke Land who came in. Spitfire, send me that link. I'll check it out. Spitfire Jean, thank you for your comments. Jelana, Vanessa, those are the people I remember. Marie Antonia. Again, I don't have access to it, so hey, and plus I've been drinking wine. So okay, so here we
Okay,
go.
hold on.
You
Before
guys,
you end, Miss Spitfire or Mr. Whoever it is, Miss Spitfire says, blessed to have coming across aiming ladies. Yeah. Oh, she meant to say amazing. Okay, amazing. Oh, it skipped. Amazing. Let me, because somebody else kept it up, sis. Keep it up, sister. I like it when you grow up. Okay. Let me scroll back down. I'm sorry.
read them
Um,
comments. Read them comments, Sister Timmons, because they
Blessed
ain't
to
that
have
nice,
come across
sister.
you, amazing ladies. I'll be in the mix. I'm a serial miracle, 2 open heart surgeries. Miracle, I say, breast cancer survival. Oh,
Ooh,
hallelujah, God.
girl, come through. Thank
Amen.
you, Jesus.
Bless
Yes,
your
yes,
name. Oh,
yes.
hallelujah, God.
That's a
Amen.
testimony.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, wow. But yeah, we have to stay focused. And for our children, I mean, just black people in general. But women, we're going to really have it hard because they said it in words best themselves. Women, this country, these are their words, not mine. This country was better when women were not able to vote. And you know why they say it was better? Because they controlled
Exactly.
everything and everybody.
Exactly, exactly. I wanted to keen in before I left on Kamala Harris when she said to I don't know who she was talking to, it was in a congressional hearing. She said, how many laws do they have where how many laws do they have where against what men can do with their
Right.
bodies? He
Yes.
was like, huh? She said, how many laws are there on the books what men can do with their body? And then he was like, I don't know. She said, well, zero. While y'all trying to tell women what they can do with their bodies, while y'all trying to tell women what they, and like I said,
Wasn't
what
that
do you
Crockett who
believe?
said that, right?
Huh?
Crockett.
No, Kamala Harris, honey.
Well,
I
it
looked
was
at it.
originally from Jasmine Crockett in.
Oh no, honey. No, no, no. This was Kamala Harris. I looked at one of her old videos. I looked at
Oh,
one of her old videos. It
and
popped
when
up
was
on my
what year
thing.
was that one?
I'm gonna have to look for it. But she said,
Okay,
yeah, because I seen Jasmine reintroduce it, but
okay, okay,
Kamala was
okay.
the original.
See, I
Kamala
didn't see
said,
the.
how
I
many
only heard it
laws?
when I. Okay, what?
Yes, 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 yes. And that's what I say when people, and they try to pick us, and depict us as angry black women. When
Hmm.
if we get emotional about something, I mean, you can look at any reality show that got one black cast member. The Real Housewives of New York. I mean, this white girl throwing shit, you bitches, I'm tired of this fucking shit. And da, 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 da. And the black girl was like, so she get into it with this white girl, and she's like, how dare you? I am very educated. I don't know why you're screaming at me. Now, this white girl that threw some shit all the way across the table, did everything. Y'all didn't say nothing about her. But then you're like, I don't know why you're attacking me. This girl that threw shit all
What?
the way across the table. But the black girl is saying, well, no, I'm very educated. I don't know why you don't think that. So, girl, I'm like, so we have to watch. And when we're in a public arena,
Yeah, we got to be very careful.
just like Kamala Harris, like she moved her arm. You have to watch everything because they critique every single thing about a woman,
Everything.
period.
Hmm.
About a black woman, double period.
Definitely.
Double
Yes.
period. So we gotta support Kamala Harris. Y'all, if y'all ain't gave or donated, go ahead and donate. Like I said, you can donate anything. $1, $3. There is no minimum. We have to get Kamala Harris in the White House. She
Yes.
has to, for the future of your children, your grandchildren, your great great grandchildren. She has to be our next president.
And
And
then
I know we
Jean.
say it all the time.
And then
You got to
Jean
vote
also
like your
said,
life depended on it. What you
right.
say?
I'm sorry. Jean said, I've told a few men that before they vote on women's bodies, they need to get a vasectomy.
That's right, G. Go on and get those clip, clank, clanks. Yeah. Go on and get
Yeah.
them nuts tied up and
Right.
see. And
Right.
yeah, 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 yeah. Exactly, exactly. Thank you, Miss Timmons, for reading the questions again. The power is out, but hey, This
Yes.
was an important topic. I just want to let y'all know how excited we are about Kamala Harris. And myself and Miss Timmons sent me the link. I was able to get on the call with Stacey Abrams, and
Mm-hmm.
I was also able to get on the call with the Black Women for Kamala, and it was tens of thousands. Light, Latasha Cobbs, Erica Campbell, Donna Brazil. Donna Brazil, oh my goodness, I love her. She was so
Yes.
emotional. I mean, and I learned so many things on that call.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk about delegates the next time, the process of delegates. I learned a lot on that call. So if y'all get these links and stuff, I'll start posting them about the calls. Let's get in here. But we have to financially, don't worry about she surpassed any other week. She has to be able to run ads constantly against this monster.
Right.
Constantly, constantly, constantly. And that takes money. We're
Yeah.
not trying to get you guys to go broke behind supporting somebody, but $2 or $3.
And we have lost her again. But she'll be back in just a minute. But yeah, it's very important. Even if it's just $2 or $3, you can support. And it starts at the local level, because this is what a lot of people do miss. They miss it starts at the local level. So if, like I was telling my 13-year-old, she's about to start 8th grade, and I told her, okay, now you need to try to run to be student president. So I'm prepping her to do that, because I need her to because she's really into politics now, and she has to educate like some of her friends, like some of the Black kids, some of the Hispanic kids, and Asian kids, and she tells them, she's like, no, Donald Trump is not for you. You come from China. He want to ban y'all. Remember, he claimed it to be the China virus. Remember that? So now that, oh yeah, you're right about that. So he talks about every nationality except for Caucasian. He think that these are the only people that should be on God's green earth. So we, as people of color, and especially women, we have to really fight to get Vice President Harris in the White House, because if Donald Trump get back in there, it is over for many of us, starting with Black women. And I'm not sure what happened with Miss Wallace, but here we are. I don't know any other topics she wanted to cover, but if y'all have any questions or want to cover something else, just let me know. Okay, Spitfire, Miss Timmons, you super dope. Just wanted to say, oh, thank you. You know what? Because I'm in a fight for my life, because I have 6 kids. My oldest is 28. My youngest is 13. We have, my husband and I have 13 grandchildren, and I have a stepdaughter that's 36. So I'm just like, and we have a lot of girls. So it's like, no, I'm going to fight. I'm looking at it like I'm going to fight for my life, because at the end of the day, when I'm dead and gone, it's my children, their children, and their children. It don't just stop here. Remember how they were able to put or place into law to be able to have an abortion? Remember that? That was 50 years ago. And here we are. They worked on it for 40 years to overturn it, and they've done so. We got to get back in the groove of things. We have to have, let me see, how long have you been doing your center? 13, well, it's 12 years. It'll be 13 years in January. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Black don't cry. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. Oh, I'm just loving up Spitfire. Come on, keep it coming. Not for real. But she's so generous with her words. But yeah, we have to make sure that whatever it is that we can do, whether it's just what I want to say, putting like I don't have social media. So my niece, Miss Wallace, I'll give her the information. She'll share it with all of you. But you all that have social media, it's going to make a very, very big difference, because my 13-year-old, when I was just sobbing and stuff, and then my son went to go tell, oh, well, mommy's in there crying. She's crying, because they took Joe Biden out, and she's crying. So, look, we have to help her. So when she was talking about she had to help me, guess what she went and did? She went
What
in
she
there and said, mommy, look, Look what they're saying on, because I don't have social media. I was just telling your guests, I said I don't have social media, and they need to be able to spread the word about Project 2025. She's like, Mommy, don't worry. Kamala Harris is going to be able to get in there and look at what all these people are saying. They had all these young people to get in and say, I'm going to vote. I just signed up on to be able to vote and all this stuff, right? So she told them that, and now they have, because what happened was when Hillary Clinton in 2016, this is why they was afraid of Joe Biden. When Hillary Clinton ended up losing the older white male votes, right? And she was okay with the young voters, right? But when President Biden got in there, he brought those white men back, right? And he was stabilized with the young youth. However, as he started to decline, or they put out there that he was declining, he started to lose the young vote, right? So the young people was like, no, I don't want neither one of these candidates. So the young people were planning on, but see, as many years as President Biden has given us in public service for over 50 years.
52.
Exactly. Over 50 years, he said, okay, if y'all want me to pass the torch, I'm going to pass the torch. But guess what? This is where the torch is going.
Boy.
And and when he went full-fledged with that, he was also right. He sacrificed. What's the name? When Jane said President Biden fell on a sword to save the country, he fell on a sword. He said, okay, I'm going to bow out. I'm going to step down, but this is where we're going forward. Yes. And she hasn't energized the base. So now she's having a little bit of a problem. Well, what we thought was a little bit of a problem with the older white man, but guess what? Not with the dudes for Harris. The dudes for Harris said, hey, we in on this. And she brought the young people back. She brought them back.
And when I tell you her social media game is a beast, baby, her social media game, and just like, I mean, Megan Thee Stallion and Offset, opened up for her in Atlanta. Girl, the people is eating it up. Her social when niece said, Mom, the TikTok game is they going in saying that they voting and stuff. Now, if these as many videos as they making, and I see all these TikToks, if those turn into votes, then we in there. Young people, y'all gotta vote. The videos don't mean nothing. They mean something because they're reaching out to people.
Right.
But you have to be able to put up or shut up. Mm-hmm. Put your voice behind your vote. Period.
Okay, I have a couple that are in here that says, hey, everyone. I'm sorry. This is from Terry Snotty. Oh, hey, Terry.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey. She said, hey, everyone. I'm able to join tonight. My Wednesday night Bible study has been canceled. I'm glad I can join. Preach, Miss Timmons. Preach. Oh. Look, after Shan fell off, I was like, oh, my God. I have to get in there and say, she's going to have to start talking. So, but then also Spitfire says, after the cancer fight, laugh out loud, I've dealt with recovery, so that holds a special place in my heart. Some days still be rough. Okay, we're gonna have to pray for you. Yes, ma'am. Just hold on to God, because guess what? At the end of the day, God has you as long as you believe. Keep the faith. Keep the faith.
And we are definitely believers in the power of prayer.
Yes, ma'am.
He was on here. You know what? I was thinking, because it's like 6 of my people, but they do one thing about my StayWokers, they will go back and watch it, even if they didn't get the Terry watches it after Bible study all the time. She comments on the guests and things like that. I was thinking about, because it's like 3 or 4 sets of people that have Bible study on Wednesday. So I was thinking about maybe changing it to Thursday. I haven't came to a complete resolute on that. But I'm definitely taking that into consideration, because I definitely like the engagement from Sister Johnson, Sister Snotty, Sister Banks, Sister Willis. They always was on, and there's like they'll be on until the last minute they go to Bible study. And that is very important, to keep your spiritual groundness.
Yes, ma'am.
We're definitely going to be praying for you, Spitfire. Welcome to the show. We just keep it real on here. We don't try to sugarcoat anything. We just want to give it to you. And one of the things, definitely before we leave, I want to say is when they, Sister Timmons talked about this a couple of weeks ago when she was on. When they say the woke people, that's the new terminology for niggas.
Yes.
That's a
Yes.
new terminology for niggas. The woke people, so they feel comfortable saying it all on MSNBC, CNN, Fox News, especially. Oh, the woke people. So that's what they mean by woke people. That's a
And
new.
just like now, DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Can you
Right?
define? Look,
Huh? You said
can you
what?
look? Can you define that, please? I'm like diversity, equity. She said that was the literal definition.
But you know why he said that? Because he don't know what it means.
Exactly.
We hear it. He
Yeah.
said, yeah, I'm against it because that's the word and he's running on it. And that's red meat to his base. But
Mhm.
believe me, when he sat there, this is how dumb Donald Trump is. He don't retain nothing.
Dumb.
He sit there. Well, can you define it? Can you tell? No. I'd have been that. Can you define what it means to you?
Right. Yeah. You're against it, so you tell me what
Yeah,
it means.
you don't want against it. Tell me what it means to you.
Exactly. So we just want to go. Before we leave, we want to say, hats up. Look, wait a minute, y'all. Both of my phones are dead. No computer.
What?
My mama is asleep. So I snuck in her room and got her phone. Look,
Oh,
I said, let me get the phone. I said, but I know Miss Simmons already know to keep it going. I was like, let
yeah.
me was talking. I said, yes. So again, we have to support Kamala Harris. Even if you can't support her financially, share her videos, share her information. For those for those who can, support comes in many different ways other than financial.
Yes,
The
ma'am.
big support of all is going to be to vote. Make sure you go to vote. My kids, it's a ritual. Alon, Devin, and Shiffy and Tevin. I took them in, made sure they got registered. I voted with them for the first time, all four of them. Every time, one of them became of age. And I was just like literally in tears because that is something, especially with the young people. Oh, it don't matter. They have that nonchalant attitude like, oh, my vote don't count. Yeah, it don't count if you don't vote. But
That's
if
right.
it does count because it counts for Donald Trump. So we have to make sure we get out here and vote. We have to stand fast and hard for Kamala Harris. For Kamala Harris, we have to go hard and be willing to have that conversation with anybody. So we plan on equipping you with talking points about her record, about what she's done. And you can also go and Google it, research the information. And you can also have that ammunition for anyone who tries to tell you what she hasn't done.
And like I said, for those of you who do have social media, because I don't have social media, but for those of you who do have social media, share it. Get yourselves involved. That just like Ms. Wallace was saying, this is a way that we can, give our time. You may not have the money, but you can definitely share the word and let them know our country will be in a spiral downfall if you do not get out there and vote. And vote for Kamala Harris. You have to, because like every election they say this, and this is a real thing. I just say, oh, they say it all the time, but this one, guys, it's for real. We always say, vote as if your life depended on. This is the most important, and I know they say it all the time. This is the most important because every year it amps up, and I'm like, wait a minute,
Trump, especially since Trump,
yes,
he is in the equation. And don't let it go past you, honey. When he said you will never have to vote again, he was letting them know I will, because he's been talking about for years.
He tells on himself all the time.
I can't be in office for 15 years like Ching Shu and all of that shit because this is United States of America.
That's right.
They falling for his shit. They falling for his shit. So we have to stand fast and solidarity, just like this, like we have to be there. So, Miss Timmons, this is the time of the show, and my mama have a full battery, but I'm gonna keep it full for. So you have been on the hottest podcast in the Midwest, where we keep it real. We answer questions in real time. We shout out people in real time. You have been on Stay Woke. We thank you for your presence. So this is the time, the time of the show where we say we're gonna give Miss Timmons the time to talk her shit. This is the segment where you get to tell us what you are sick and tired of. What are you sick and tired of, Miss Timmons? And you got all the time you want to rant about it.
Oh Lord, what is it? I mean, it's so much. So where do I start? Well, I'll just stay in the political realm.
Okay.
I'm just so sick and tired. And I said this last time, but I am. And I don't know any other way to say it. I am so sick and tired of Black men using an excuse to state why they are going to vote for Donald Trump. That's all I'm gonna say. Because I can say a whole bunch of, like I said last time, I just want to whoop their ass physically,
So,
because this is a hurtful thing.
yeah,
Your mother, who
right,
gave birth to you, and as
right.
you and as Ms. Wallace spoke about it earlier, every last one of us come from a woman. You are not here if you did not come out of a woman's womb.
That's right.
And for you to sit on the sideline and think it's okay to have us turn back the hands of time, where women can vote, we can have our say, do what we want. I mean, not literally do what we want, but in a sense to do what we want. We won't
Right.
be a dictatorship. It's not like, and I mean, I don't mind being run under kings and queens, but a dictatorship, no way. Who wants to live like they're in Russia or China?
Right.
Not nobody who come from democracy. Well, at least not me.
Right.
So if we don't want this for ourselves and our children and our children, you have to get out and vote for Vice President Harris. I'm sorry. You have to. Even if you say, oh, well, she did this, I didn't like that, I didn't like. Guess what? White people held their nose and voted for Donald Trump. Do the same thing. If you don't like her, hold your nose and vote for her. Get self out of the way. Vote for her so that your kids and your kids' kids could have a chance in life. That's that's it.
Well, on that note, with what you're sick and tired of, and the thing is, what I'm sick and tired of, I'm going into the same thing, what you just mentioned, Miss Timmons. I'm sick and tired of people, Black men, saying that they're voting for Trump, but don't have one reason why.
Not one.
Don't have one legitimate reason why. And this is the thing. When they say you're voting for your interests, when they say vote for your interests, that means the shit that concerns you.
Mm-hmm.
For one, unemployment, lowest unemployment rate in the history of the country. For two,
For blacks in history ever, remember?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm saying. Your interest is shit that you talk about at the dining room table, shit that you talk about at the water cooler. Because y'all brothers that's talking about y'all voting for Trump, and Trump ain't did shit for you.
Nothing.
The ones that I know, because he haven't done. You can't even cite anything that he's done for you, and you should feel ignorant like a fool. When I say Joe Biden, honey, I gave y'all a laundry list. Laundry list of what Joe Biden did.
That's right. And could keep going.
Marijuana, cost of diabetic medicine. I'm talking about infrastructure. I'm talking about jobs, the lowest unemployment. I can just go on and on and on. Y'all, when I ask y'all, well, what has Trump done for you? Why do you want to vote for Trump? And you say he honest. That pigger, as my
Man,
son.
you heard, wait a minute, hold on. Let me just cut you off right there. You mean to tell me somebody told you that to your face?
Oh, I mean, a couple of people called in a couple of years ago, and then I had a guest on the show who said because he's honest. I said that man, we don't even know if his name is Donald Trump. He lies a motherfucker.
Wow.
We don't know. I mean, he lies every damn day.
Wow.
Constantly. So that's not a reason to vote for somebody because you said now he's ignorant. He has no sense of a filter. He's definitely ignorant. So if you say, oh, because he's ignorant, then okay, because he's definitely that. He's
Right.
definitely. So I'm sick and tired of, I'm piggybacking off of Miss Timmons. I'm sick and tired of y'all black folks saying y'all voting for Trump and don't have one damn legitimate reason why you're voting for him. Give me one reason. Y'all haven't given me, no matter who I talk to, I have not heard a legitimate reason. First of all, you're not rich.
Right.
So don't say that. Don't say that. And then again, as Miss Timmons schooled y'all a couple of weeks ago, Nancy Pelosi in that purse, the House holds the purse.
Mm-hmm.
Understand the three branches of legislation.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm telling the people, understand that there are three branches of
Right.
legislation.
Cool for
Understand.
branches, yes.
So, and once you understand that, then you will see that the president, there are executive orders, as Ms. Timmons said, executive orders can be taken out just like that as soon as a new regime come in. Now, when the shit has to go through the House and the Senate, it's a whole different process. So understand the branches. Understand the Senate is the law. The House is the purse. And I'm breaking it down in layman's terms. And the president is the leader of the free world.
Executive.
Understand that it's three different judicial branches. Yeah. So I am sick and tired of that too. So okay, Miss Timmons, look and see if anybody is saying anything before we
Yeah, well,
close.
I don't know if she was asking this for me. Miss Spitfire says, where you from? And well, I'm originally from Omaha, Nebraska. I was born and raised there, but I've been living in California the last 36 years.
So she from Cali. Look, she from Cali. I love her because of her knowledge. She has a plethora of knowledge, and and just the way that she speaks is very. It makes you pay attention, and listen. And the reason that it does is because she's speaking facts.
And
And
then she also said, you didn't ask me yet, but for me, people talking about how bad the US is, check the numbers. People don't let greed live outside of your budget and means budget. Let me see. Outside of your budget and means and budget have an ass in chain. That was
ooh,
from Miss Spitfire.
ooh, Miss Spitfire, you spit fire, girl. Girl, you literally spit fire. I am not mad at you.
Yeah.
And that is one of the things. And that
Are you there? Did your phone is frozen or something, Miss Wallace? Well, I'm not sure what's going on with her. Maybe the Wi-Fi is out now. I don't know. But is there any other questions in the chat? No, I don't see any. And then Ms. Spitfire also said, I already know what freedom tastes like. Yes, ma'am. She's trying to say, honey, you just wait. Yes, ma'am. Just wait and see. If they don't know, they gonna know. Trust me. Vote for Trump if they want to, and then see how we all end up here. And they're gonna be the first ones complaining. Oh, well, yeah. How did you vote last time? Yeah. Ask yourself that question. So, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, if there's any men on here, I'm not sure all of who's on here. Let me see. Maybe I can see. I don't know. No, I can just see the questions and the comments. But yeah. So Miss Spitfire, she says she earned this name. Yes, ma'am. So any other questions? I'm not sure. I think this is it. And I have to go in 8 minutes. I have a report that's due. But for those of you who showed up, thank you. I guess we'll wait to see if Miss Wallace comes back in. I'm not really sure, but let me see. She said, that's right. You can drink $13 of coffee, but you broke. Stop it. Yeah, so you know some people, yeah, you spit real game to those who complain about just that right there. Miss Spitfire. Hallelujah. Okay, so I really don't know what else to say, but here we are winding down. 7 more minutes. I have to go. Miss Wallace, where are you? Or do you want to take over, Miss Spitfire? How do you get in here with us? And then Terry Snoddy says, I think Chantella went out so she could come back and close. Okay, so she went out so she could come back and close. Thank you, Terry. Hey, Terry. Yeah, so she'll be back. I have and if not, like I said, if not, then in 6 minutes, I'll have to leave. But hopefully I'll see you all next week, and hopefully she won't call. She called me last night, you guys, just to let you know. She know I don't like to be on or be talking or speaking and stuff like that. I can email her some stuff and just tell her what's going on, but she would like me to be on. But she called me about 10 o'clock last night and asked me if I can come into what? So I'm here. But yeah, I'm excited for November the 5th to get here. And then I said, also, this reminds us that here in the U.S., we do campaigns way too long. I'm thinking, see, this is how you get them fired up to know a little bit about the person. So 90 days should be the max. I think that they ought to change that. Excuse me. I think that they ought to change that because we have these candidates out here campaigning for over a year. Then people get bored with it. You know, for people that's not into politics, they're like, oh, I'm just tired of hearing that. You know, and they do. They lose interest. You have to be able to keep people's interest so that we can move forward. Miss Spitfire. Let me see what she says. Miss Spitfire, look for my link, please. Got a piece I'd like y'all to enjoy. Okay. Well, see that part. I don't know how you sent the link because I don't see the link here where I'm at because I can only read like the quote right here. So if you send it to Miss Wallace, then she has it, but I can't see it unless you want to place it in there again. Maybe I missed it. Then I can write it down. They might after this. Harris win. Oh, okay. Yep. Right on that. So if you want to put that link in, because I'm going to write it down. I don't see the link. I don't see it, Miss Spitfire. If you can hear me. Okay, so we waiting on Miss Wallace. We have 5 more. Let me see. Here she calling me on the phone, guys. So hold on. Okay, Shan.
Well, I have internet, not even on the phone.
Yeah, that's what I told them. I said no, they can hear you. So if they said you was so Terry was saying that you probably going to come back on so that you can close out. So if you want to close out, they can hear you.
Okay, so I'm not still going to be able to close.
Okay, I can hear you. Oh, well, guys, guess what? She was saying she was having a problem with her Wi-Fi. So it's not just the Wi-Fi, it's the phone as well. Because she just called me from my sister's phone, which is her mother, Mary Ellen, if you know. But she was disconnected there too. So I guess we're gonna go out with a bang. I don't know how we end this, but bleep bleep. Okay, let me see. Here she come. Shan?
Okay, so that was GT that just called. I was trying to Leon, let me see your phone because Mama does not. There is no internet on here. Period. It's not doing anything. Let me see your phone really quick. See if I can close out because I am so sorry. The people in Omaha, Nebraska, y'all already know what the system is like. Let me see. Let me see if I can log in. Yeah. So what you doing with this girl on your screenshot? I ain't gonna bust them out. But
I'm like, do not get in there so you could close us out.
Yeah. Let me see if I can. I can close it out from Leon's.
Okay.
Oh, Leon, you got. You was being smart. Yeah. It looks like the internet is not.
So nobody.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you the information, password and stuff. And I'm going to direct you how to close it out.
Okay.
Because you go live. Yeah, it's not giving me anything.
Okay.
So I'm not getting. I'm going to text you.
Okay, so for those of you who are on here, Ms. Wallace is experiencing technical difficulties, and I'm going to have to close out for us, so you all are free to go, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for joining. You already know the hottest podcast in the Midwest. We will see you all. I'll keep you guys updated if we're going to switch to Thursday, because I do really my Bible stuff right here. Okay, let me give you.
Okay, love you. Bye-bye. See you guys. Okay, Shane, you could tell me. Hold on, let me see. Are you gonna text it or are you gonna say a lot? Because I'm gonna have to go in the other room because I don't know if I don't want to. Hold on, let me. No, I'm gonna take this paper so you don't have to say it out loud because I'm still on the thing. So let me. write it down. Okay, what's my change? Okay, you're going to leave me in which section? Okay, I'm going to the computer in my office. I'm going to my office. And then that way I can pull it up and just do it manually. Okay. Okay, so it got my living room in there. So I see me like I'm in it. So it says Chantella Wallace. So now where you want to go? To the right?
Oh, the upper right hand corner of the page.
Oh, where it says